Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, it is an honor to see you again. I'm Khayla dan Nasution from English Education Department, Class 4A, Syarif Hidayatullah, Islamic State University, Jakarta. So yesterday I was reviewing the textbook entitled Can I Be a Public Speaker? And now I want to review 10 articles about speaking skills. So without any further ado, let's go to the first article. Before we go to the first article, I want you to know that the intendants of these 10 articles are the same. It is for teacher, educators, English education department, or English education students. Some articles can be read by parents. So that is for the intendants audience of these 10 articles. So you can go to the first article now. So the general problem for article 1 is the use of social media to teach speaking reviews. The writers want to discuss the benefit of the use of social media as a medium for teaching speaking. The writers want to discuss this because many learners find speaking skills challenging and inhibiting. And for the objective or the purpose of this article is to make teachers see social media positively as a media for improving their students' speaking skills. And for the finding or the result of this article is there were 3 studies that use only one method of social media application such as TikTok, Skype, and voice chat as a media for teaching speaking. This article also concludes that social media is imperative for teachers to move forward with the changes that are happening around them. A teacher must be open to the idea of using social media as a medium to conduct their activities for English teaching now. So now teachers or educators can make use of various social media platforms such as Telegram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and others to provide learners with more practice that is not only restricted to the classroom but also has moved beyond it. That is for article 1, and now let's go to the second article. So for the second article's general problem is male and female students' preference on the oral corrective feedback in English as foreign language in speaking classroom. The writers want to discuss the male and female students' preference on the 6 types of oral corrective feedback. The writers want to discuss it because when students cannot discover errors, they need the teacher's corrections. So, it is important for teachers to understand deeply about corrective feedback for correcting their students' speaking skills. And for the objective or the purpose is for knowing the practice of the 6 types of oral corrective feedbacks in speaking class, and the method was conducted to reveal the students' preference for oral corrective feedback. So after all that, the articles or the writer find that male and female students have their own preferences and perceptions. It concludes that the lecturer mostly uses explicit correction to correct the students' errors. Then the interview indicated that male students prefer to have explicit correction because it is the easiest type to know the error and correction clearly, while female students prefer to have precast and metalinguistic corrections. That is for the second article. Let's move on to the third article. So for the third article's general problem is the perception of correctly and incorrectly produced words in children with and without phonological speech sounds disorder. The writers want to discuss how children with speech sound disorders produce words. The writers want to discuss it because they think children with SSD have difficulties producing speech as accurately as the other children of the same age due to phonological difficulties. And for the objective or purpose is to examine the perception to correctly and incorrectly produce word in children with and without phonological speech sound disorder or SSD with similar vocabulary and language skills. And after all the research, the writers find the most of children with phonological SSD present with speech perceptions difficulties. This article concludes that children with SSD and no concomitant language disorder were found to obtain poorer perceptual accuracy scores than their peers with TD, with similar language skills, while substitution errors were most challenging for both groups of participants. Children with SSD had greater difficulty identifying substitution error as incorrect productions of the target. Children with SSD may have more difficulties perceiving phonemes they misarticulate when compared to the phonemes they produce accurately, despite presenting with broader difficulties and with speech perceptions. That is for the third article. Let's go to the next article. For the fourth article's general problem is, not all people have good speaking skills when facing some situations. That condition is available to students in language learning. Every student has different obstacles to speaking. The obstacles to students' speaking skills can be identified by speaking aspects. So, the writers want to discuss the difference of student speaking skills by gender in elementary school. And for the objective or purpose is to identify the gender difference in student speaking skill in elementary school, and to identify speaking skills between female students and male students. So after all the research, the writers find and conclude that speaking skills of male students and female students have no differences. This is proved by the average value of speaking skills of male students and female students, which is an insufficient category. However, male students performed better in speaking skills and were more relaxed when did mutual conversation than female students. But male students are not capable to do oral narration properly than the female students. That is for the fourth article, and let's go to the next article. And for the fifth article, general problem is, in broadcasting and public speaking at university, they got an English subject at an even semester in their class. They learn to focus on speaking, and that is why the researchers or the writers help the student to achieve their performance in speaking skills. So for the objective or the purpose of this article is to investigate the improvement of the students' achievements in speaking by listening practice for broadcasting and public speaking class at university. After all the research, the writers find that the students' achievement in speaking was good by using listening practice during a semester. And after investigating the research, through findings and discussion, the researchers took the conclusion that listening practice can improve speaking skills ability. And that is for the fifth article. Let's go next to the sixth article. So for the sixth article's general problem is, speaking for general communication is a compulsory subject that must be taken by students during the second semester. In reality, most of the students at a university face some problems related to speaking skills. So, to improve the students' speaking skills, the lecturers need to know what media is the most suitable for the students. And for the objective or the purpose of this article is to find out whether or not English movies can improve the students' speaking skill and find out the classroom situations when English movie implemented in the speaking class. This is so fun. And after all the research, the writers find that The use of English movies was effective in improving the speaking abilities of the students in the class. And the writers conclude that English movie can improve students' speaking skills. The improvement of students' speaking skill can be identified from the improvement of speaking skill achievement. It shows that there is a comparison between the students' speaking skill during the interventions and the performance criteria of success. And the student gave attention to the lesson. They were very active to conduct the activities and dominate the activities. And so this method is enjoyable for various types of effectives related to English movies. That's for the 6 articles. Let's go next to the 7th. So for the 7th article's general problem is that speaking skill is one of the subjects that is difficult to be mastered by young learners. Learning English through the textbooks didn't help students that much to improve their English ability. This condition was getting worse when students had to pass their minimum passing grade. But usually, students know nothing about how to express what they want to say. So, the researchers or the writers want to discuss how describing pictures can improve students' speaking skills other than from textbooks. This can be the objective or purpose. And the other one, objective or purpose, is describing picture strategy as one of the techniques that can be used to improve students' speaking skills. And after all the research and the analysis, the writers found that the differences in students when they describe something with the pictures. They can speak confidently in front of the class and they try to say something because they think about the pictures. This article concludes that the use of describing picture strategy improves students' English speaking competence. So this is good to have to be the one of techniques in the class for young learners. And that's all for the 7th article. Let's go to the next article. So for the 8th article's general problem is, in teaching elementary school students, teachers should be more creative to encourage students' motivation in speaking by using attractive teaching media, which involves physical activities, because young learners usually only have a short attention span. So by using teaching media, students will learn a language in such attractive and fun ways. And for the objective or purpose of this article is to see the use of fun fishing in teaching speaking at one of the elementary schools in Lampung to encourage students in learning English. And after all the research and analyzing, the writers find and conclude this article that students can improve their speaking skills by using fun fishing, multimedia, and clear instructions, which has colorful media. Interesting, this is easily adopted to be one of the attractive ways to show the process of improving the students in the class. Moreover, matching with elementary students' characteristics who are comfortable with colorful media and movement activity. The students showed a positive response to the use of fun fishing. This media can be adopted by other teachers to teach in the classroom. And that is for the 8 articles. Let's go to the next article. So for the ninth article's problem is the shifting of language learning, English language learning, from a conventional way to technology-based learning is famous nowadays. It is necessary to identify the effect of using technology toward the students' performance. One of technology that currently well known is block. So this study aims at identifying the improvement of the students' performance after learning English using block. The writer finds that there is a significant improvement towards students' performance after learning English by using block. The conclusion is that there is significant increase toward the students' performance after using block in learning English, especially in speaking skills. it is suggested that vlog can be one of an alternative tool to support English language teaching and learning. And that is for the 9th article. Let's go to the last article. So for the last article's general problem is, language is an irreplaceable tool in human life because it is used to communicate as well as speaking skills. By having these speaking skills, the message to be conveyed verbally will be conveyed effectively and efficiently, which makes communication with others people better. This study focusing on speaking skills. And for the objective or purpose is to improve the speaking skills of students in the English language education class by using YouTube as a media. The study aims to find out whether the use of YouTube can improve students' ability in their learning outcomes or not. So, based on the data that has been found by researchers or the writers, it is displayed that the respondents value about YouTube as a medium to improve speaking English education students. The participants who are members of this research agree that use of YouTube as a medium to improve the ability English education students in speaking classes. So I think that's all for the 10th articles review. I hope you get something from here and it is useful for you and for others. I hope you can gain knowledge here and get so much research for your study. So good luck and have a good day. Thank you. Bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.